Hello class, happy week 11. I don't know if you're excited as I am, but that just means just the rest of this week, next week, and we're done. So, I just want to clarify about the homework last week. Technically, you didn't have to do any homework, but there was a week 10 assignment in my stat lab that's not due until the end of this week, just like week 11. So, it's kind of a double homework assignment. I apologize for any confusion on that, but the week 10, it wasn't due last week, obviously, but it was due this week. So this week we move into multiple regression. I'm sorry, not multiple regression, just linear regression, okay? The difference being there's a single independent variable and a single dependent variable. Multiple regression would be two or more independent variables. And I set up a little discussion activity for you to run a linear regression. It's very easy to do with the data analysis tool pack or PHStat 2 or even StatCrunch. The key with the data files set up is what I like to do is have the independent or X variable and the dependent or Y variable right next to each other as columns. And a lot of times the advice I give people is to actually put a little, whatever the column variable's name is, they put in a parentheses X for your independent variable and a parentheses Y at the end of the column name for your dependent variable. And you'll find those right in the menu for regression. It'll ask you to specify your X and Y and just click and run it. Very easy to do. You look for your R squared primarily to see the strength of that relationship, because you're looking at how that's interpreted as you're actually regressing your dependent variable, your Y variable, onto your X variable. And when you square that correlation coefficient, that R squared, it tells you the degree of variance that can be explained by the X or independent variable. And that's it. I happen to think it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy, because it's very similar to correlation. Obviously, it gets more trickier when it's a multiple regression problem. There's two or more independent variables, but you don't have to worry about that in this course. That's it. I got your papers. If you didn't do your turnitin.com submission, please do that. I saw close to 2/3 of you had completed that, but some of you didn't. And don't worry if the percentage is higher than 25%, like 30, 35. It's not a big deal. But if it's like 50, yeah, then we got a problem. Other than that, I think that's it. This is the last discussion activity topic for the week. So after this week, it's done. It's just final exam time. And that will be it. I can't believe it went by very, very, very fast. So I'll be reading your papers this week. Kudos to you folks who sent me some drafts. That was pretty smart. And they were actually pretty darn good, so I didn't have to give too much overwhelming feedback on them. And I'll see how the rest of them went. All right then, so if you have any questions, just ask. Let's have a great week.